Good morning. Yes, or evening, or super late night, wherever you are in the world. I know there was a time zone change in Europe, but I just want to say I'm Dr. Clint G. Rogers. So excited to be joining you for this Sunday Inspiration Miracle Call. Let's just make sure everyone's invited in. Let's see here. Admit everybody. Oh, there we go. Yep. I guess I should welcome everyone again. Awesome. Mike, if you can just keep watching and invite everyone in. Welcome everybody to this miracle call, miracle inspiration call. And I have a really strong feeling that whatever is shared today, in particular, what you may share, what you maybe didn't even know you were going to share, but you'll volunteer and you'll speak and you'll share, could change your life forever. I have a really strong feeling because of the way in which things are happening this weekend that divine, that God has a different plan for us than we had for ourselves. So I'm excited to see what that is myself. I was excited to lean into the love. I'm excited to be open to the mystery and to discover with you what are the miracles that are waiting to be seen, waiting to be felt as we're guided all together by love. You know, actually, I'm here in Mexico right now. I don't know if you can see the cactus behind me. I put the book on it, but the first quote is, I didn't come to teach you. I came to love you, and love will teach you. And I'm real excited to see what love teaches each of us today. I have on the call, so grateful to be with John and Mike. John joining from Oklahoma. I don't know if you can speak so you can come on the screen, but.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's just it's a pleasure to be here, and just as always to be of service. It's, save a life.
Yeah. One thing I love about John, and then Mike joining from, you're in Utah right now, right, Mike?
I'm back in Salt Lake City. Yes, I was in Maui for a week, a little over a week.
I always have to find out what Mike's schedule is, because it seems like we just barely missed several times in random places in the world, you know? Like I'm actually in Cabo, Mexico. I'm speaking at an event, and then I have a clinic tomorrow. I actually have and then Mike is coming here on in 7 days, something like that.
On the 7th of April. Be there
and
for a week.
I have some other good news. Also here with me is, ta-da!
There he is.
Hey there.
Yeah.
Are we on the call right now?
Yep,
Yeah, we're all looking at you, Gary.
You're on the call.
Hi, everybody.
You know, Gary does something on Sundays called Soul Song Sunday, and I've seen him do soul songs so much. But last night was the first time I ever got my own soul song at this event, legendary, that we're here. We're both speaking and presenting that. And it was a really magical experience. Soul song, you actually discover what is the divine message for you in this moment. And for me, you know, I was feeling lots of just different kinds of things were coming in my life. And the song that I sang and that everyone sang to me, it was just so beautiful. I had it going through my mind all night. When I woke up this morning, I had my soul song. So I encourage you, I know this Sunday will be a little bit different, but come every Sunday at noon Pacific for a Soul Song Sunday. It's a really powerful experience.
Yeah, Jonathan Dillies will be hosting today and sharing different songs and videos and opportunity to share, but I won't be there today. But anyway, it was amazing creating Clint's soul song, and hopefully we'll have a recording of it for him to listen to forever. And anyway, love you all. Take care.
Yeah, love you all. So I want to just say, in this moment of unexpected things happening in our lives, if we can pay attention to like the magic moments, the golden moments, the unexpected moments. And so in the chat, oh, good, everyone's saying where you're from. Oh, Gary, he left already, but Denise, thank you so much. I want you to just share one of the most unexpected golden moments for you of this last week. So for me, one of them was when I was on the phone with an account. Oh, we got a wave. Nice. There's an unexpected moment. So stranger was looking at our call, just waving. That's awesome. I want to say that unexpected moment for me was kind of like just happened now. I was on a call for the foundation. We have an accountant that's helping us. And so I was on the call. With this accountant. Is only my second. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, you cut out just for a minute, but you're back.
Okay, so this is an unexpected moment. My mom walked up behind me as I'm on the call with this accountant. Second time I've ever been on a call with him. she just came up behind me on the video call, which she doesn't normally like to be on video calls, but she just leaned over, kissed me on the cheek and said, "I love you so much." It was like so sweet. It made me so happy. It was so beautiful. Another beautiful moment. You know, originally this call was going to be ancient secrets for pain. And, you know, there's so many amazing cases of pain just dissipating, being alleviated. I had this insight the last time Dr. Naram and I were in USA. We're in Jack Canfield's home, and I was introducing Dr. Naram to a whole lot of people. And I said, I think he's alleviated more pain from the planet than anyone that I've ever met. And I'm so inspired that through the book and through the translations of the book and through this 100-day course and through these miracle calls, so many people, their pain is being alleviated. And today on the call, we may have some of those cases. Some of them had to be postponed for later. But one person I was talking to that was in a lot of pain, actually, I don't know if she'll mind if I'm mentioning her name, but is John's wife, Lauren. And she inspired me because even in the midst of like some really challenging situations, she was laughing so hard. And she taught me that if you can laugh with something, you can live with it, you know? And so how even in the darkest moments, sometimes you can find some humor that can help. And my intention on this call is that we have lots of those magic moments too. Like these people that kind of, what do you call it? Photo bombing, but in this case, it's Zoom video bombing, I guess. Oh, some other good news. Look who else is here with me. Speaking of which, you might have to mute yourself so there's not, oh, actually I have oh no, here we are. Rochelle! Yeah! She's here. And look, you can even see her on this video and me on the video. It's so funny. It's so cool. Rochelle inspires me. She's so full of love, and it's so cool that she's here as well at this event. I'm hoping she'll come to the clinic tomorrow and help in a certain way. But I want to say this. What is your magic moments from this last week? Maybe you forgot about it, but some magic moment, unexpected, like where an unexpected thing happened, you felt so either loved or you laughed or something happened. So maybe, I don't know, John, if you have a moment you want to share, or Mike, you have a moment. While everyone is thinking about it, we can have a couple people share before we drop in from our head to our hearts.
Well, Mike, do you have anything?
Oh, I've got plenty.
Me too.
No. Well, if you've got plenty, please be my
Well,
guest.
I was deferring to you. I'll share one amazing moment that flying back from Maui, just getting on a plane is, I've flown over 2 million miles on Delta around the world in my career, and to get on, I haven't been on a plane for over a year, and to go to the Salt Lake City airport, which has been completely redone and remodeled and upgraded. It was like a kid for the first time getting on an airplane. And I just was so happy. We've all been so cooped up with this COVID pandemic, and to be able to go somewhere and I wouldn't have cared if I flew, anywhere, but to be able to go to Maui and to fly home, and it's just amazing. And the beauty of it all is, but I could go on. So I defer to Jonathan or anyone else who would like to share.
Legal.
Who's that?
Anything else? Sonia?
Me, yes. Hello, everybody. Clint, Jonathan, Michael. Well, my great moment was when I did the Holy Mama. And I have this guy that's a guard in the neighborhood. He should be guard and keeping people from danger. And another guy came just trying to do things. And I came to my house, and the guy did nothing. He did nothing, the guard. Afterwards, some days after, I discovered that he had opened my mail. So I got angry. I got, I despise this guy. And this feeling comes from months now. And I say, no, now it's time. Mama Holy, now to finish this. And it happens. I didn't give color. There was no color, but I came to him. I went to him and I said, here it's for you. It was a Holy Mother calendar of Nossa Senhora de Fátima, the Holy Mother of Fatima. I gave to him and I said, oh, I'm chilling. I am a devotee of Nossa Senhora. And thing was gone. No, it's okay now. I can say good morning for him. It's fine. That's it.
So beautiful.
Yes.
So beautiful.
Indeed.
And I'm reading some beautiful experiences on chat of people had such magic moments. Jody was also doing the Let Go Marma, the Holy Marma for the holiday Holy, and said that her daughter came up to her, just started rubbing her back and saying, you take care of everyone else. It's time to take care of you. That's so beautiful.
Nice.
Padmalaya, you have one you want to share?
Yes, I do. I got a special package in the mail this week, and it was from one of our wonderful group members, Renara. And she sent my son and I some things from Paris. And there's a little plate.
That's so cool.
I don't know why really, other than Renara is so loving and somehow she just really cares about my son and myself. She sent a little pin that this is an origami butterfly, which mariposa means butterfly.
Wow.
And they're also thoughtful. Her music and a journal. So Carson, my son Carson, can journal about his what does he want and his gratitude, and we call it the Clint journal. And she even wrote a nice message in there. Now, I knew she was sending something because she had to ask for my address, but it was very unexpected how wonderful it was. And you know, the best thing about this to me that I want to highlight is that I was thinking this morning, the amazing thing is that this represents to me how this group is like family to me and to us and to Carson. And it's so special to us because we don't have a lot of family, and sometimes we feel like we're kind of going through life alone in a sense. We do have people in our life, but sometimes we have this feeling. And I realized, oh, Renara is like Aunt Renara, and this group does feel like family. So that was what was the special thing about
I love that. It's so true. You know, I was thinking about how much love is between people in this group, how much people love each other. Even on one of the calls this last week, we had one of the house calls for the 100-day training. And it was really powerful because Dr. Mehta, who's probably the most senior doctor of all of us, she said was because she was on one of these calls and she heard Pilar talk about how she was going to do the Hmong challenge and translate it all into Spanish. And because she was doing that, it touched Dr. Mehta's heart so much. She says, okay, for the last year, since COVID, started, I haven't been doing the diet properly, but I'm going to start again. And so the way in which it's like contagious healing and how we're helping and impacting each other is so beautiful. Thank you, Renara. Thank you, Padmalaya. And Carson, thank you for inspiring us with this love. So beautiful. I had another experience like that. I'm reading more of the experiences people are posting. It's so cool, actually. Dr. Stephen, he says that his experience was that his phone got stolen, but it didn't bother him. He just kept skiing the rest of the day, hooked in his phone, charged it up, and then, hooked in his old phone and charged it up, and it just didn't bother him. That's powerful. Cornelia says, I love that story, Padmalaya. You are amazing. Also, we have a magic moment from Yolanda. Her brother told her that the high school put her in the Hall of Track and Field Hall of Fame. So cool. Then we have a beautiful experience from Jerem. I just want to say one of my other magic moments this last week was at the clinic in Utah. Jerem drove all the way from Portland to Salt Lake City. He brought gifts. He brought some ghee that he had made. He cooked it for 10 hours, something like this. I posted about it. But one of the most beautiful moments was afterwards, after the whole clinic was over. We're eating mung soup that my mom made with me, Jerem, Yosef, who'd volunteered all day, and my mom and I. And Jerem, he's looked at me, he's like, Clint, you know that part of last year where you thought you weren't going to finish the book? You thought maybe you weren't going to complete it? And I was like, yeah, I remember that. And that just brought back all those emotions, right after Dr. Naram had left his body, feeling so lost and so alone. I was just feeling all of that and feeling the emotion of it. And then Jerem looked at me and he had like tears in his eyes. And he just said, he's like, I'm so glad you pushed through that. The world is a better place. My life is a better place. My life is more fun because you did this thing. And Jerem, you touched my heart so much just by recognizing in that moment, speaking your truth from your heart. Magic moments are not that difficult to come by. When we lean into love, there's so much magic awaiting for us. And so, look at this. Speaking of this,
I want to lean into some love.
Yeah. Nice.
Hey, everybody.
This is my brother Gerald. If you haven't met him already, he wants to become a magic moment millionaire. I think he already is.
Yep. In fact, I've got a.
Let's see.
I've got a shirt.
Oh, he's got a shirt. What does it say?
How can I experience even more of the EFM that exists in this moment right now?
Yeah. He's an example to me of so many times looking at what's around us right now and what unforgettable memory can we create. So on this call today, I want you to maybe lean into like something, your vulnerability, something that maybe is outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you want to share something you haven't shared before. I know John and Mike are going to lead this call in such a powerful way. We're going to actually go, first of all, to a music piece. Mike, can you get that queued up? About what is the most important moment? But as you're thinking about your life, originally we're going to talk about ancient secrets for pain, but I think one of the best ways to alleviate pain, I actually learned this from Lauren, from John's wife, is really just to look at, she says if you can laugh with it, you can live with it, but simultaneously there's so much magic happening. I can't remember, was it Padmalaya? Oh no, Sonia was talking about monks. There's a story about a monk that would go barefoot walking. I think this actually was originally Deepak Chopra shared this story about how he became a monk for a certain period of time and he would just go beg for food and be walking barefoot. And he was complaining to the senior monk. I don't know exactly the story, but I'm telling the best I can. He was complaining to the senior monk, but my feet hurt when I'm walking. The rocks are hard. And the monk says, well, which foot hurts? And he's like, no, both of them hurt. I'm walking. No. At the certain point in time, which foot is hurting? He's like, well, the foot on the ground. And the senior monk said, well, then you're focusing on the wrong foot. I thought that was really funny. Simultaneously to any pain, discomfort, obstacle in our life, there's an equal or greater blessing coming from it. And so instead of focusing on what you don't want, what if we just alter for this moment in time, for this hour we have together, focus on what we want and focus more on that. It's not that we're ignoring the other thing. We can presence it. It can be in our heart. We're not ignoring those things. But what if right now in the same time, we just expand our awareness to all the miracles that are waiting to be noticed and seen and experienced as well. So as we listen to this beautiful musical piece to drop from our head to our heart, I just want you to lean into that more. And then right afterwards, John is going to lead you through a powerful discussion. And I want you to really think about what miracles have you seen? If you're in the 100-day course, what miracles have you seen since you started? I know Nushrat has an amazing story. I hope that she shares. I know Jerem has an amazing story. I hope he shares. I know so many of you haven't even had a chance to share about some of the powerful miracles happening for you. And as we do that, I hope that we can see, wow, in every single moment, what's possible. So Mike, are you queued up?
Yep, ready to go. Here we go.
Beautiful. And then right after this, John will take over.
Dying is the most important moment that exists in any incarnation. It is important that you not be so overwhelmed by the processes of dying. I would.
Hey,
That doesn't overwhelm you. I wish you a moment of time that you can be conscious of. I wish you a future incarnation in a plane of incredible light.
That's beautiful. Well, the one thing I'd like to first start off with is just taking a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for not only Dr. Clint and his willingness through very tough transitional time, publishing this book, which is how I came to be involved with all of this. I'm grateful for Mike and his service, and Padmalaya and Sonia for sharing, and for Dr. Naram and his wonderful lineage that's continued through so many wonderful workers. It's just such seva on all sorts of realms. I believe one of the great things that we can do in a time of pain or uncertainty or feeling of lack is to really just look around. Maybe in the moment, dying to the sense of self in that moment and looking outside, finding what's you can be really grateful for. I found that always has brought me such great joy. And that my times of pain, especially the emotional, mental pain, has been when I've not really just done the work, been quiet, not been distracted by Facebook, when I realize that I'm a human being, and I'm not a computer, I'm not a robot, taking that time to maybe click that box every now and then and just be like, in this moment, this is now what I have. I like that practice. And it is a practice, an experiment, and it's just something that I think we could all do. And if there's something that this call really is about all of us together. It is about this family, about this community, about the presence we can all have in each other's life. So the one thing I would love everyone to do in the chat, if you come up with something that you're grateful for, or if you have an experience that you really want to share, something that's been profound for you, even if you think it's small, there is no such thing as a small miracle. And I love the quote by Einstein that says, either everything's a miracle or nothing's a miracle. Um, and either way, the true reality, I think, is how do you choose? Because it's going to affect how you experience life. And I choose to believe that everything's a miracle. And so that gives me a chance to sit in awe and wonder of even just looking at my hands and just thinking that just the consciousness that I have to move these hands and what I do with these hands is a chance for me to, in my own way, paint the world with color through my actions, just as my words do. So does anyone would like to share, like I said, raise your hand or feel free to unmute and speak. But I'm going to share something that there's a couple things from this past week. One involving my wife. It was after she had talked to Dr. Clint, and then I was sending Clint a voicemail about this dream I had. And it was an interesting dream. And it's the first time I've ever dreamed this, of this year-long process of being involved with Ancient Secrets. I've never had a dream where any of the Ancient Secrets, entered except for that night. I'm going to mute you, Muni, but I'll be right with you. Was that in the dream, I don't know where I was at, but I was at some place and there was people around and there was a woman there and I was giving her pulse healing, which I've never done. I don't even really know how to do. But what was interesting was doing the pulse healing, it allowed me to connect in some way in the dream psychically with her emotions and with her past and present and future. It was like it was all kind of one in the dream. And it was a really weird and beautiful sensation. But I was explaining that, and my wife is very we both love the kids. So she, in the background, she made some noises, just being silly. And so I went to cancel it, but it sent. and which made a lot of fanfare for my wife and I both, because it wasn't intended to be sent because of the silliness of it all. But it was just a beautiful moment, just to instead of being mad that or upset that here I am trying to relay this dream and this experience to Clint, and here my wife is being silly, making a noise. I wasn't mad. We just both laughed at it, just at the just in the moment of the sort of, I guess, honoring the child within us and just enjoying the experience.
Yeah. It was so fun. It was so fun to hear both of their laughter. He's telling the sacred story, this like really holy moment, and then all of a sudden just breaking into laughter. And I love it when you can have both simultaneously.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's no reason that you can't have both seriousness and laughter at the same time. Holiness, there should be laughter.
Jonathan, you were talking about laughing. And I forgot to say that when I was giving the calendar to the man, Dr. Naram was laughing just by my side. He was laughing. It was incredible. Such an intense moment. Yes, that's it.
It's beautiful.
I had to say this, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because of him, everything here now. It's because of him in some way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's him and his lineage. I mean, that's what Dr. Ram would say. And it's what I love about all these doctors, everything from Dr. Hamong, Dr. Mehta, they all start with the gratitude of the powers in the lineage. And that's kind of true. And for all of you being here, being a part of it, you're now a part of this lineage and part of this power. And it's just a matter of sort of stepping out of the way and letting it flow through you. You don't really need to do anything. We've had beautiful stories of people healing, goats and sheep, going through the course and learning things. And so Mooney, am I saying that right? Yes. What would you like to share?
Let me. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. As Dr. Clint always says, I love you and I'm with you. So our daughter, she didn't have any children, but she had 2 puppies, 2 chihuahuas, and the one she loved the most left us last year. And she was devastated with all the little clothes, the wedding clothes for the little dogs, the hats and all. And I said, why don't you give it to me and let me share and let's see where it takes us. So I posted it in our neighborhood Facebook, and you won't believe, some people come and they take one thing, and I send her a picture. I said, look, this is a beautiful crate. I'll show you a picture of this that happened this morning. This is a miracle. This lady came with this dog, and she rescued this dog from the rescue center, and he came over, and it was wet because it's raining here, and he wanted this carry bag. And I said, here it is for her. And there she's in the bag, and she wouldn't get in. But then she wrote me back that you won't believe she got in and she didn't want to come out of it. And I sent this piece of photograph to my daughter. And can you imagine the happiness we are all sharing by giving this little dog what she had, and bringing the joy that Dr. Naram always imposes, the way he loved animals. So I wanted to share this piece of little happiness and miracle that happened just now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Like I was saying, there's no small miracles, and there's just such joy in everything we can do and experience. It was beautiful. Is anyone else? Jessica?
Hi. Yes. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here all together. Yeah, so when you were asking this question, I'm thinking of my week, and this moment popped in, and it was a moment with my father and my nephew. So in the last couple of weeks, I've been experiencing some inner turmoil and not really being able to get along with my father. And it's been a constant kind of battle. However, the other day, he was sitting with my nephew at the computer and watching this little show with my nephew. He's about 1.5. And I'm looking, and we're looking, and my mother and I are looking and seeing them watching. And I said, well, can he even hear it? Are you putting the headphones on him? Because I see my father has the headphones and my nephew's just watching. And I said, well, he can't even hear it. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm singing it to him. And so in that moment, it was just like, oh, great, you're singing it to him. But it was just so funny. And I laughed, and I had this pure joy, real heart laugh of like, well, I'm singing it to him. So I don't know if you can feel that energy there, but that's what popped in. So I wanted to share that, because as you asked that question, if that popped in, then it was really powerful. And so my mother and I just really started laughing. And in that moment, I said, wow, thank you. This is the first real laugh I've had in a while in relation to him, in that togetherness. So if you can just picture that moment of someone having headphones and the little kid moving away and coming back, and he's calling him and he's saying, well, come back. And I'm like, well, maybe if he could hear it, he would stay. And he says, oh, well, yeah, but I'm singing it to him. So yeah, it was really sweet. And that's what popped in. So thank you for allowing me to share that with you all.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That's beautiful. Now, the moments, I can remember so many fond moments of my son at that age and younger. Just sometimes he would put the headphones on me, or he'd want me to listen. It's like he was giving me the gift. And just that beautiful interaction is definitely wonderful. So thank you.
Yeah, it was like it pulled. I mean, I was feeling some really toxic feelings towards him, and it was really, really challenging for a couple days. Really, really like never before. And so that moment just like pulled out the toxicity and like cleared it and flooded it with purity and lightness. And since that day, I've actually felt, I guess this is where like the real thing I should share. Since that day, I've felt lighter and haven't felt those toxic feelings, which I was getting really worried about. So yeah.
What a healing gift. Thank you for sharing, Jessica.
Thank you.
Andrea, do you have something to share?
Hi, yes. Namaste, everyone. And John, you're doing a great job. And thank you, Michael. I'm a union carpenter in New York City, and I had to go for 3 days of mandatory training, and I really didn't want to go. And because of the whole COVID thing and being in a classroom with people and so on. Anyway, I had to go, so I went. But what I found amazing this week is that every single carpenter, male or female, held the door for me, or they made it a point to assist me with everything, even if I was doing something incorrectly. And I kept wondering, what's going on? What's going on? Why is everyone holding the door open for me and waiting for me to get to the door? It wasn't like I was just at the door. I could be half a block down. And, and I was like, oh, okay, the Dr. Naram effect. Okay, I get it. So I wanted to share that because that's big, because carpenters are usually the roughest kind of people in the world. And they don't, and it's New York City, they're about getting about their business. And so I was like, okay, thank you, Dr. Naram. Thank you.
That's wonderful, yeah. So
thank you.
So what is this Dr. Naram effect? Have you seen it in other parts of your life?
Oh, absolutely. Every aspect of my life. The birds sing louder. The squirrels greet me in the morning. Of course, what? He has changed my life profoundly. I thank God every day for his existence. And he's still with us, of course. If I ever need to figure out something, I say, Dr. Naram, what do I do here? Show me. And then the answer comes. So, I mean, I'm not making him a God. Don't get me wrong. But I thank God for the servant named Dr. Naram. You see, because God knows that he has to try different things with each of us. And he knew that the way to me was through Dr. Naram. Other things may not have worked. So he sent Dr. Naram, and it impacted my life. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you're impacting our lives also with that.
Yeah, Andrea, that's a beautiful story. And Clinton just sent me a message that, all of us on this call also resonate with that Dr. Naram's influence, either firsthand, secondhand, first generation, second generation, and that maybe we could do a quick breakout room and each of just share a little bit about how these teachings, this group, this week has impacted you and what you're grateful for, because there's so many people that want to share something, and hearing these stories is so inspiring. Does that sound like a good idea? If you give a thumbs up in your picture, we can assess if people are good with that. Well, then I'll create the 4-person per breakout room, and we'll take about 10 minutes to so I'll give each person about 2.5 minutes to manage the time yourselves. But here's should be a pop-up on your screen for everyone to go to a breakout room and just share how you've come to these teachings, and take about 2 minutes each, 2.5 minutes each, and we'll come back here in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely important that we all get to share. I think there's something magical in the sharing too. I think that's why these experiences are meant to happen in your life, so that you can then share them for others.
There's a couple people that just came in, just randomly assigning them to rooms so that they'll be surprised when they get there. Yeah. And if you have trouble, there should have been a pop-up on your screen. I'll try and make sure that everyone's making the leap to somewhere. Just looks like just about everyone is able to get to, oh, there's actually still quite a few people here and not going to the breakout rooms.
I guess you shouldn't have such a commanding presence, Mike. We just don't want to leave you.
Well, welcome to keep talking here too, since this is also going on to the Facebook Live.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll share a miracle another miracle I would say that happened to me.
I just wanted to say, I was alone in the breakout room, so I left it,
All right. Well, we'll try
Somebody
and
else joined me there, so I don't know what's going on.
there's still quite a few, 62 people here that didn't go to their breakout room. So there might be a few people that are alone. I'm going to combine some of these here, but you keep talking, Jonathan.
Sure. Yeah. And if anyone is, like I said, having trouble joining the breakout room, just let us know. We'll help you there. But one thing that I want to share a miracle that happened to me, and it was interesting. For about half a day here in the whole town and region where I was at, there was no internet. We have one main internet service provider through one cable company, and for whatever reason, everything was down, which was a little frustrating. I was having to work through the hotspot on my phone, which was kind of slow, and it was, but on top of that, and I was accepting it. It was fine. I was kind of going with it. On top of that, I had 4 brand new tires put on my car, and a day after I had the tires put on, I noticed the right rear tire, the driver's side rear tire, was flat. I went outside and it was completely flat, and I was like, "What is going on?" And so I took it back to the same place, and I do a whole, distance. So I park in the parking lot, and they're good about this. And I call in, I'm like, "The car's here. Can you come look at it?" And I leave. I never get within even 20 feet of anyone. And I came back because I tried calling them, and it just said this person's unavailable. And it come to find out that they have their phone through the cable company as well as the internet, so I could never reach them. And I get there and they fixed the tire, and they said, "Yeah, you had a brand new tire with a brand new screw in it." I was like, "Well, I guess if you're gonna have something puncture your tire, might as well be brand new." And so I went to pay. I didn't have cash, and I just had my card. And he was like, "Oh, if you're paying with card, I can't accept it." And I was like, "Well, if you just let me know how much it is, I'll bring it by later." He was like, "You know what? Just never mind. Just that's on us." I was like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's good." So it was it's one of those kind of just, I guess, beautiful things that just kind of came up from a day which had been frustrating up to that point.
Wow, everyone's getting free stuff.
I know. But we don't all get to go to Maui, Mike. So I guess the free tire was my Maui.
It was I used SkyMiles, so that was free.
Oh yeah, that's true. There you go.
But yeah. Though that first song that we played to drop people into their heart, talked about that moment of dying, and which we all will have. Some of us will be aware of it, some of us won't. And we all hope that it's a beautiful moment, and it really could happen today for any of us. No, there's no guarantees in life. I mean, and I think the best way to increase your odds of having a beautiful, aware moment of dying is to have a beautiful awareness of living and of being alive, and of these moments, and seeing the magic, like you were saying, John, about everything is a miracle, and seeing that, adopting that Einstein mentality. But wouldn't that be nice if more of us could adopt the Einstein mentality?
Yeah.
And even have that kind of, but to really, whether you've got the screw in your tire, or you're looking for the chai tea at the truck stop, or whatever it is, and just and the teachings that everyone's learning about the Atiti Devil Bawa, about seeing each moment as divine, and everybody in it is divine, is just such a powerful way to go through life. And if you're going through life seeing every moment as a miracle, and we do have that moment of miracle death, it's death that gives life meaning. If we never would die, we just take everything for granted. But it teaches us to be grateful. And this powerful teacher, that date with destiny that we all have, and the time between here and there, these teachings has helped so much to live in a way that isn't painful, that isn't uncomfortable. I mean, been thinking a lot about the concept of what is health. There's the one definition as well, the absence of disease. Well, what's is disease the absence of health? And what is health? And what is the healthiest that not all of us, that each of us individually can be? Because I think it's different. We each have different diseases and illnesses and sicknesses and varying degrees of illness, but we can also all have varying degrees of health, and just how healthy mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially can we all be? And this is what's been on my mind a lot of is there an herb or a supplement, a home remedy or a marma that would make me even healthier than I am? And, when we have pain or we have sickness, we wish we were healthy, and it's so easy to take health for granted. And it's and I love that story about your flat tire. I've often said that we'll save up our money for great vacations, and everyone talks about instead of all the rides at Disneyland, do you remember that flat tire we got? And to appreciate the flat tires of life when they happen, and to have those and see the miracles that they are as well. And those are the things we're going to talk about most and throughout our lives. And
yeah, it's moments of kindness, I believe, in those moments, being kind to yourself. But you mentioned not taking for granted, the good things, the health in our life. But I think an even more powerful thing to try, or what I tried to do. I know it's hard when you're going through and you're in pain, but being grateful for the pain. Like Dr. Clint said, if you're focusing on the foot on the ground, you're not focusing on the foot that's in the air. And there's always something in the air, but that pain provides contrast. I mean, we wouldn't know sweet if we didn't know bitter. I mean, if everything was just sweet, then it would just be normal. There's no contrast. One of the beautiful stories Dr. Clint shared months ago, I believe it was now, when he was, I believe it was in India, and there was a group visiting, and they were having some dancing and everything's going on, and the lady like really twisted her ankle and hurt herself and couldn't walk. And Dr. Clint said how he had a kind of an impulse to go over there and be like, hey, I've got, he has his emergency kit. And he's like, hey, I can help with the pain. I can help, with this. But then something stopped him because he had already done a presentation. Everyone knew that he, how he could do this healing, this healing work. And so he realized that, part of healing, it's, we have to kind of be invited. And so he just sat there and just stood back. And, she was helped around, and she was in pain, but she was helped around with people through the convention. And then 3 days later, she got up to speak, and she talked about how having that pain, having that experience, it realized it made her appreciate, the people around her, appreciate the kindness that she received from it. It gave her a greater depth of connection with herself and with humanity. And so if Dr. Clint had rushed in there and fixed her pain, she wouldn't have had the gift that pain brought her. So that's,
You know, there's a story you remind me of from Les Miserables when Jean Valjean gets injured and then Cosette comes back to visit him and he says, "Ah, the blessed wound." You know, there are good things that can happen from those things. And everyone's back from the breakout rooms. And I wanted to see if Cornelia, Dr. Clint joined one of the breakout rooms. And I just noticed that Cornelia got to spend one-on-one time in a breakout room with two. And it'd be great to have you share a little bit of how it was to go to your breakout room, to be surprised by having Dr. Clint spend 10 minutes one-on-one with you.
Yeah, that was really a surprise, I have to say, but it was also really divinely guided because I'm still helping him with the German translation. So we had a discussion about that, but what I also shared and what I would like to share right now is actually a healing story that by applying one of the home remedies that we were given with the book. And a couple of weeks ago, I had really, I was driving in the car and the window was open. And when I came home in the evening, I've had this incredible headache. And it's really, when I get these headaches, it's like a migraine. And I'm really sick to my stomach. I have to throw up. I really felt so bad. And the only thing I could think of is to go to my bed. I couldn't even focus on anything. So I went to bed, I fell asleep for a while, woke up again, and the headache was still there, but the kind of total brain fog was gone. And suddenly then I remembered there is this video in chapter 3, bonus videos from the book, where Dr. Naram actually talks about the different headaches. And I looked it up, watched the video, and it says there for Vata headache, which is actually here in the neck, you should use the some ghee and then cumin powder and ginger, and you mix it and then you just rub it in your neck. And he also shows a little mama point, and I did that as well. And I went back in my bed. I just lay down and within like 2-3 minutes, I could really feel how the pain just dissipated. And within 5 minutes, this horrible headache was totally gone. And it didn't come back. And for me, that was really, again, this power of these home remedies. If we have the things at home, how quickly they can help us if we just think of them. And I just wanted to share that and inspire you to take a look at all these little gifts that we were given in the book, and now also for all of us who are in the course, to really take them seriously and apply them when something comes up in life. I didn't expect that headache, and it took me actually a while for me then to even think of that that video. But when I did, the healing was instantaneous, and I just really can make a list of what home remedies we have for the different ailments that we might show up in our daily lives.
That's beautiful. And I just put in the chat for everyone, those free chapter videos, part of the book, are myancientsecrets.com/belong. So Cornelia, how long would that headache like normally last if you hadn't done the remedy?
Sometimes it could be days, sometimes 1-2 days if I really have it. And I haven't had it in a long time. And I cannot even remember what caused them before. But in that case, I actually felt uncomfortable in the car with the wind coming to my neck. And normally I would have closed the window, but I wasn't in a position to actually ask the driver to do that. And so I knew it was definitely a Vata headache. That's kind of what immediately came in my mind. And it turned out then it was really in the neck where I felt that. And when I have it, it could go for days before I'm really normal again. And then having it dissolve, really, I could physically sense it disappearing. And that was the most incredible experience, I have to say.
That is exciting. From 1 to 2 days to 1 to 2 minutes after applying it. That is beautiful.
Yeah. Can I share one other thing that's so amazing? Mike and John, you're so amazing. When I was in the breakout room with Cornelia, I was like, you've got to share this in the big group with everybody. And before I even say anything, talk about being guided by love, you called on Cornelia right away. And I was just so I was like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I said you had already mentioned it to Jonathan, so I was kind of expecting it. Okay.
Yeah, I just when I was looking at the breakout rooms, I thought, what a special experience, and it's kind of it was random, as far as these random events in life of being randomized into a breakout room, and to I didn't know that Dr. Clint was going to join any of the breakout rooms or not, and that you never know who's in behind door number breakout room.
Yeah. So I want to add Pamela to the spotlight. She has something to share. And right before that, Arati asked, Vata increases with traveling, doesn't it? And it's true. I actually learned from Dr. Clint. I was on a call with him, and he was taking cotton out of his ears. And I was like, why do you have cotton in your ears? And it was something he learned from Dr. Naram. When you're traveling, especially if there's going to be wind, you put the cotton in your ears, and it helps reduce the Vata load, which can increase through traveling. So that's a little preventative measure for everyone. If you're traveling, put some cotton in your ears. It'll help prevent Vata from entering. And then, of course, you've got the beautiful, Vata related home remedy. So thank you for sharing, Cornelia. Pamela, what do you have for us today?
Hi. I have a phone call that I have to do in about 3 to 4 minutes, but it's enough time that I need. I wanted to share this based on your story that you told, Jonathan, of your dream and the laughter that followed. I have always loved laughter. It has been my greatest joy, if you will. And I actually studied with the gentleman who created laughter yoga, and I teach classes, and my friends all know I love to laugh, and they said, well, why did you study with him? I mean, why did you laugh all the time? And I just said, well, I just wanted to make sure that my classes will laugh. And they were real silent for a while, and they said, but they already do. But anyway, so this, when I saw this, I had to get it, and I wanted to share it with you. And it says this: I used to wait for a sign, she said, before I did anything. Then one night I had a dream, and an angel in black tights came to me and said, you can start anytime now. And then I said, is this a sign? And the angel started laughing, and I woke up. Now I think the whole world is filled with signs, but if there is no laughter, I know they're not for me.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Is that wonderful or what?
I think we're going to use a guiding light. Laughter is right there at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a sign for everybody.
I thought it fit your dream, Jonathan. I had to share that with you.
Oh, thank you.
God bless you for all you do.
Oh.
And Dr. Clint as well. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't do it without you and everyone else here on the call. And what was that, Mike?
I think that's a beautiful sign for everybody that she held up on a sign to follow the laughter, follow the joy, in your life and others. I saw a great post about how to have a wonderful life. It was a very simple algorithm. Do what you love, or know what you love to do that. Don't know what you love to do, find out.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about following the laughter. I think I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. And it reminded me of the scene in Lord of the Rings where Gandalf and everyone they're going through the halls of the underground mountain that they were trying to avoid. And he's like, I forgot where to go. And he's got multiple paths. He doesn't know which way to go. And he's waiting for a sign, and they're sitting there. And then finally he's like, we go this way. And he's like, you remembered? He goes, no. He said, but the air is much fairer, smells better that way. It wasn't as foul. So, it's almost like following the laughter in a way. It's you just, if you're not sure where to go, just kind of which way feels better, be quiet, be still. And then just think about it. If I went this way, how would that feel? And how would that feel? And which way feels better? Which air smells better? Where's their laughter? So yeah.
Beautiful.
It's so beautiful. That's a really good example. And sometimes when healing happens, you go through stuff that doesn't feel so good, and it's not avoiding it or seeking distractions from it. Sometimes it's being present to everything, but at the same time, there is beauty simultaneously to the pain, and that song that played even when it was the anniversary of Dr. Naram's passing, what a gift it truly is that we even exist. What a rare and priceless gift that we even exist, that we can feel anything and that we can feel everything. Some of the other miracles this week that I love is Kitty Pope putting together this presentation on April 1st. Kitty, I don't know if you'd be willing to share some of the miracles around that. And then Nushrat, also a member of the 100-day course, such a powerful example of how she is empowered to help relieve pain from other people. I don't know if you'd be willing to share, both of you, but that's so exciting.
Well, this is Kitty. I'm laying in bed. That's where I have my vision off. But yeah, we're excited about Dr. Clint coming to Atlanta. He'll be here on Thursday. And on Thursday, he's going to do an overall presentation about ancient secrets where people will come out and hear what he has to say. And he's going to do a book signing. And this is being sponsored by the A.D. King Foundation, who the head of the A.D. King Foundation is the sister-in-law of Dr. Martin Luther King. She was married to his younger brother. She's done a whole lot. She continues to do a whole lot in the community through her foundation, even though she's 88 years old. And she's one of the few remaining civil rights icons. So we're all excited about Dr. Clint getting to meet her and to be sponsored by the A.D. King Foundation. Thank you. We're looking forward to it. In fact, I was sending out an e-blast for people to get on this call, but iContact wouldn't let me send it out yesterday because they said it had some spam on there. So they needed to correct some things that I didn't see any spam, but their office was closed, so they didn't get to correct it. So I was sort of upset about that. But then I said, well, something good will come out of it. Maybe if there's a replay link, I could send it out tomorrow or something like that. So we're just excited to have Dr. Clint coming to Atlanta.
Thank you. That is exciting. I actually didn't know that. I'm excited now. So thank you for that gift, Kitty.
And one more thing, we're also going to visit the gravesite of Dr. Martin Luther King and his wife's gravesite and get some pictures there. That would be exciting. That gravesite is the #1 historic site in the country, the most visited heritage site in the country. And the one that is second to that is the King Memorial in Washington, D.C. That's so interesting.
Huh.
It's so powerful and so exciting. It's such a miracle it came together in this way. Honestly, literally just from Kitty's love. And, and then speaking of love, Andrea.
Oh, we lost you, Clint. Come in, Cabo. Come in, Cabo.
Mentioned loved and Andrea.
Well, let's go to Andrea.
Actually ordered a special. Do you hear me?
So you're back now.
I don't know if you can hear me now.
Yes.
I was just saying that, speaking about this group really coming from love, Andrea went out of her way to find a special gift from Miss Naomi King that we're going to give her on that day. We got it delivered just in time to Esther, who's flying all the way from California. It's just like the whole thing is a miracle of love. It's so beautiful.
Andrea, do you want to say something more about that?
Yes, the Dr. Naram effect. Oh my God, Jana, I spoke to Jana. Jana called Esther, and all of a sudden it happened. And I'm like, wow. And I was sitting outside the classroom. So I was like, and then I realized, oh my God, I'm calling Jana just before another call. And I was like, she sent a text back saying, we got it. Wow. Just like that. And guess what it is? It's a crystal lotus, right? So you know Pankaj means lotus. So it's so symbolic and the whole thing, because it's these tea lights, so I just started crying. I started crying in the carpenter training, and they're looking at me like, "What? Why are you crying?"
In carpenter training.
Oh,
There's no
thanks,
crying in
Andrea.
carpenter training.
Because I opened the text, and Jana said, "Esther just got it. It arrives Sunday," and
Wow.
tears just started flowing, and someone looked over at me. I think it was the instructor, like, "What's going on?" You know, big burly guy. You know, I'm like, "I'm okay." I said, "I'm okay." Thank you.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Can I say real quickly, I wanted to mention to Dr. Clint, maybe we can give Ms. King something from his organization, maybe a certificate, because she has done a lot for trying to promote nonviolence. She helps the children. She just does everything. In fact, she'll be on her way to Israel, and she's received gifts from the Queen of England. She's been invited there. So she's just all over the place. And she didn't get started until she was about 85. And the thing about Mrs. King is like being around a pure angel. She has love for everyone. She's like pure love. So everybody is really a treat.
Yeah, we'll definitely do something special there. That's such a good idea. Thank you. And also I want to, go Jana.
Yeah. Hey, I am right here with Colleen. We are at the location Seldom Seen Sanctuary, where we're going to have the Atlanta Clinic. And she just showed me this beautiful picture that she's got. It's the lotus. It's just beautiful. Tell us about that, Colleen.
The love of my life left it here.
So it was his, and he's just gifted that to you?
To hang on to until we see each other again.
That's amazing. It's so beautiful. So we're excited. We're just getting things set up for this week. We're just really excited to have Dr. Clint here in Georgia.
Yeah.
So grateful, Colleen, to you, to Jana, to Kitty, also to Catherine, and just wow, I'm just so excited.
Oh, got it.
I don't know, Nusrat, are you on the call? Can you share some of the miracles of what's been happening for you? It's so inspiring.
Yeah, Nusrat, are you there? I asked you to unmute.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Hi. Well, this is a bit of a surprise. I'd like to share some of the stuff I've learned during the 100-day training, and also translating the book into French has given me a better insight on how to help people with their anxiety, depression, pain. So I've been following a few cases, and the other day, this lady that I'm trying to help, she has fibromyalgia, a lot of pain, a lot of inflammation. So we first started doing the marmas for pain, and then we did the marmas for fear, anxiety, and all the different ones for focusing, for positive energy, the one that we do on the between the lip and the nose, on the forehead, and the two marmas like that. And I asked her to change her diet. So we went through the different foods that she was not supposed to eat. I asked her to take the CCFT so she could detox her body slowly. And a week later, she called me and said that for the first time she had slept during the whole night, and she didn't have any pain in her arms. They were still heavy, but the pain had gone. So now we're going to work on the different marmas. I have asked her to do the energy drink in the morning because she doesn't have a lot of resistance and she's very tired, chronic fatigue. And we're going to add on the detox. So I gave her a list of all the things she needs to make the mung soup, the spices, the herbs, and I hope that she's going to follow up with the different formulas for her pain, for the negative thoughts, for the inflammation. And she just called me like last night and saying, oh, I feel so much better. You know, I'm really going to follow through all these different steps. So we talked about the ghee, the power of ghee to alleviate the pain, for the sleep marmas. So I'm sure you all have all the notes that we got during the course or from the book for the different marmas for pain and for sleep issues. And she said, oh, you know, I'm not a religious person, but I really want to bless you because this is the first time in many years that I have less pain. And I'm really looking forward to doing the next steps to get better. So that was something that was really very, very touching, in a sense of joy and happiness that we can help somebody with their pain.
It's so powerful. The fact that, Nusrat, you put yourself in a position that you can help people relieve such deep, long-lasting pain in such a relatively short time. I always say it's not a quick fix, but it's about deeper healing. The fact that you've done this, how does it feel to you?
I just feel blessed, and I feel that I'm at last on my path to be helping people and to help people heal deeply. And it feels so good. I feel really happy that I am able to contribute to people and help them elevate their pain somewhere.
Yeah.
Like Dr.
I
Naram
also
said
love
in
that
one
you,
of these chapters. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. I was just going to ask you about
Well, I remember in one of the chapters when Dr. Naram said that being able to help somebody was better than getting a Nobel Prize. And I think somewhere there's a lot of happiness to be gained when you see somebody smiling at you, confident and trusting you, and you know that you were able to help them in a little way. So there are a lot of steps we have to go through, a lot of different marmas to be done. And I hope that I will really be able to help her along.
Sounds like you already have. We lost the Clint's audio, but we had some questions in the chat of, can you demonstrate real quick, what was the marma for pain that you were able to do?
It's so you take your left hand, it's between the ring finger and the middle finger, 4 fingers down, and it's this point there.
Okay. And it's on your left hand?
It's the left hand.
Okay, perfect. And to add to that, Dr. Clint also shared with me a marma for pain too. You can do it on both of your hands. If you take the tip of your thumbnail on your index finger on both hands and kind of you kind of got to dig it right in there. If you kind of make okays and do that 6 times, that's also an additional one to help with pain. So there's some beautiful.
And then we also worked on her anxiety, her fear, and all the negative thoughts. So that was one of the marmas on the left hand. It's the pointer finger, the 3rd segment. Mm-hmm. And you press that 6 times as well, as many times as you can during the day. So that helps her also.
So so there's a lot of different pathways to finding, relieving pain, relieving anxiety and stress. A lot of it, but you're not alone. If you don't have Nusrat there to come and help you. We have this beautiful community. We have the Ayush Shakti doctors that you can make an appointment with. It's $15 for 30 minutes. I don't think you can have a better way than to get access to those decades of experience and knowledge to be able to help you with anything. And of course, we've got My Ancient Secrets, the 100-day course, which is not taking new participants now, but hopefully, we'll see beautiful things blossoming and opening up from that. So thank you, Nusrat, for sharing. Appreciate your presence. All right, was there, since we're past the hour mark and I'm going to be respectful of everyone's time, is there anyone else that would maybe like to share about any of the profound moments, any little miracles, big miracles, anything at all?
Jonathan, my daughter would like to share something.
Of course.
There you go.
So what is your name?
I'm Kira, and my name is my name means snow lotus.
Her Tibet, she has a Tibetan name that means snow lotus, and she wanted to share that.
Wow, that is awesome. Very beautiful. Well, the name matches you. Thank you for sharing.
You know how to say it in Tibet?
I have it recorded somewhere, but I couldn't tell you. Do you know how to say it?
No, I
have it written down, but she had a Tibetan ceremony when she was a baby. This group of people wanted to do this ceremony for her and get a baby naming ceremony, and they named her Snow Lotus. So.
And I have an Indian name, and it's Moon Song.
Moon Song.
And she's a mung bean kid.
No, I'm not.
She likes them. She says she doesn't, but she does love the mung beans.
I don't. And then when
Okay, they're over the hour, babe. So make it quick.
when I was born, all the coyotes were going crazy, and then I got my Indian name Moon Song.
Wow.
Here is a miracle child. I had her after going through stage 4 cancer, and she brings me miracles to my life every single day in so many ways.
That's beautiful.
Here. So thank you for letting her share, everybody.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing that miracle.
Kira, Snow Lotus, so beautiful. Moon Song, Snow Lotus. Yeah, love it.
Coyotes right there. Oh, look at that.
Coyotes.
Wow.
Jaina, she said she loves your hair, by the way. She was
Oh, well, I
admiring
love
it.
her. I love all of her. Mwah, she's adorable. We've had a couple of Zoom chats.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for letting
Hey,
me.
I think maybe Jerem has something he wants to share.
Yes, sure. There are just so many miracles at the Pulse Clinic in Utah. I'm so grateful. One I mentioned to Dr. Clint was that working with the Ancient Secrets, with Marmas, and with the diet and the herbs, I was able to all of a sudden, unexpectedly, I had a 10% range of motion limitation on my knee. I had an injury about 10 or 12 years ago. And my wife, Nell, and I were working in the garden the other day, and I just found myself sitting down 100% flexed with my knees. And it was I was totally stunned and amazed and grateful. I think the main thing that I was aware of with the clinic was just the fact that what was happening there with everyone, with Clint and his mom and Yosef, who was the other volunteer, was this is the way life can be. This is how we can be going through life in this just kind of everyone radiating this loving, sweet energy. And I was in tears a lot of the time. So I'm just so grateful.
Oh, that's beautiful, Jerem, and admire your dedication to drive so far, and others that have driven so far to be close to the lineage that exists. And
yes, it felt like the consciousness of that lineage was sort of, well, yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. This is amazing and wonderful. Even talking to Jonathan on the phone earlier in the day that day about the music project, it was just, he was so present and giving and available with everything else that he had on his plate. To do that was a great gift, Jonathan. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerem.
Denny just wants to say something, and her wisdom is so wonderful. Are you there? No, I'm sorry, Pilar.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
And your mother, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to share with you that the Spanish group I created to Detox, Moon Soup 7-Day Detox, is finished today. And it has been 30 people following. And such a miracle thing is that even now they want to continue, all of them. They want to continue a bit days more because they feel such a great feeling, like a lighter, bright mind. And even they have learned all of them, they said that they are starting to listen to themselves and that never pay attention, and to transform all the pains and disturbance during the 3 first days, and they transformed them in a great thing, because they knew that they are for good, for cleansing. And then, I don't know, such a beautiful group that we have created, and all of them follow. Even I showed them to clean the mind with the holy exercise that Dr. Naram did. And I proposed them yesterday, and I said to them to share what is happening. But all are very, very grateful for this, and they want me to say to all of you, thank you for this knowledge that I'm sharing with them, and love to all of you.
Oh, you're muted, Jonathan. I'll just say,
I'll
translate, thank you.
Yeah, I want to say, Pilar, I don't think you were on at the beginning of the call, but talking about contagious love and how you never know what happens, you inspired Dr. Mehta. And after a year, Dr. Mehta said she hadn't been following the diet, but because she heard what you did for this whole community in Spanish, she started again as well. It made me so happy. Yeah, so it just keeps going around and around in a beautiful way. The healing goes deeper and deeper. You never know how when you change your life, it can change the world. And in this particular case, you made such an impact, not only in Spain, but in India and all over the world.
Oh, wonderful. Sorry, because I had connection problems. And when Michael did the a group room, my connection was gone, and I have to start again. But I'm so happy. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
and
truly amazing.
They want to continue, even because I propose next month to do 5 days and like that. And I think they want to continue, because I said 2 or 3 times a year is very good, and everybody is okay. And then thank you. And especially they said to me to give it to you, Dr. Clint, and all of you, all the love from their heart. Thank you very, very much.
Makes me so happy. And I just heard from Diego, who is the one completing the book in Spanish. It's very, very close. And Nushrat said it's close in French, close in German, so many languages. Imagine how much pain is going to be alleviated from this planet as soon as more and more people are inspired like you are, Pilar, out of love, saying, I can do something. And you did it. And now 30 people have had a different experience because of you. Wow.
That's my dream. My dream is to bring this knowledge to Spanish people, because I do healing myself, energetic and emotional healing. But this is very, very profound and helped me a lot. And I think in Spain, nobody knows Sida Beta. It's not, and a few people can speak English. And then that is my dream, to bring Sida Beta to Spain. That would be my dream.
Wow. As I was in the clinic with Jerem, I don't know, Jerem, if you can unmute yourself one more time. And when I asked him, what do you want? What do you want? He said something so powerful. And it kind of reminds me of everyone who spoke on this call, John and Mike and everyone who's shared. Jerem, can you share? I don't know if it's too personal, but I'd love if you could share when I asked you, what do you want? And you shared with me what you said.
Sure, I'd love to. Just that I would like to inhabit the energy of radiating love in the most potent way I can. And what you said, Dr. Clint, was very, sort of jangled my brain a little bit, because I'm kind of more of a private person, and I never was on social media until I joined the 100-day course, because it felt important to do that. But you said that just sharing these things, you inspire people. And that's in alignment with that intention for me. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, you guys are radiating love at such a level that this is what I would prefer to have broadcast into the world. Your stories, your heart, your presence, your being. You know, of all the things like he could say that he wants, Jerem says, I want to radiate more love. Just that in my presence, there's more and more natural healing that happens. And it is happening. At the clinic, people came who are in pain just from being with Jerem and hearing his story and being in his presence. I could tell they benefited, you know, that it shifted something in them, that it brought them to a different, you know, vibration or possibility. And what I'm so happy, Nushrat not only translating the book into French, but helping so many people through joining the 100-day course, empowering herself that she's already applying it. Already someone with severe pain, after a week of just changing certain habits, the pain is gone. You know, now there's a story that I've shared before that Nick has shared with us where sometimes the physical pain goes away and then it reveals the emotional pain or the mental pain. Different wounds are there. And so there's processes. The ancient healing can help with all of that. On future calls, we'll talk about the different types of pain. Physical pain, sure. But then what about mental and emotional pain? Just yesterday was Holi in India. And one of the best things we can do, Dr. Ram, he says in the book, 90% of our physical ailments come from unresolved emotional trauma when we were children. So how do you resolve that? What are the processes? How do you forgive yourself? How do you forgive others? How do you let go? You know, there's a video on YouTube right now. You search for it. It says Dr. Naram Holi, Holi, let go. And I really encourage you, if you want to let go of pain in your life, then you sometimes have to let go of other things first that are affecting you mentally, physically, emotionally. And so that video is a very powerful ancient process. We're not going to do it on the call right now, but we can do it at a future call. Some people earlier on this call described the process of what happened for them. Also, I know Radu, I don't know if you're still on the call. I'd love to share your story about what happens when you let go. Sometimes the miracles that can happen. Can you share that, Radu, what happened when you first did that? I'm not sure if he can hear me, but I'll just share. He had a grievance in his life since he was a teenager with another family in Romania in his hometown. And this family moved away, the grievance was there for 35 years, but the family moved away for 20 years. He hadn't seen them. And he did this let go process that Dr. Ram teaches about how do you let go of this mental, physical burden, this baggage that's been with you. He did it. His wife watched him do the whole thing. And then they went to the park and his wife watched the whole thing. And then 5 minutes at the park, the father of this family shows up at the park. He hadn't seen him for 20 years. And within a short period of time, a little conversation, a few minutes, the whole pain, the whole problem had disappeared. You know, he'd been carrying it for 35 years. So when you Pilar and your mom, I love seeing you so much. When you change, the whole world, I love the kisses. When you change, it's contagious. The whole world can change. And so why not have an experience of life? Pain is a teacher. It can be a teacher. You know, on a future call, we'll have a breakout room where everyone can say, how is pain a teacher for you? Or how has it been a teacher for you? But also other things can teach you too. Laughter can teach you. Kisses from Pilar's mother can teach you, you know. So in the same time we learn from pain, let's expand our view to everything that can teach us. And I'm so grateful, John, Mike, Jaina, Kitty, everyone who's shared on this call.
Oh, I think we're losing Clint, but Radu, yeah, do you want to say a little bit about that?
Yeah, I almost forgot that. Yeah, I remember the event that it was a technique that Dr. Clint gave us for forgetting the old pain that we have or something like that. And I was doing that next immediately after the event that we have also in a Sunday. And I was going in the park, and first we had to know exactly the event. It was the process that we did mentally, and then I was going to the park to finish that part, which was by burning a paper in which was written that desire of getting rid of exactly that thing. And my desire was that related to something in my childhood when I was injury a friend, and I was making have a scar for almost he probably still have it right now on his right cheek, and it was unintentionally, but it was happening somehow, and it's staying with me for all my life. And I was going into the park and I was burning that piece of paper, and I was walking along with my wife into the park, and guess what? After not too much, I was meeting the parent, the father of that friend, that friend from the childhood. So not only this, but in that moment, because it was I on the paper it was not clear. I was just written something that all that happened with the friends that I injured in my childhood, but this one was the most injured, and actually his father was remind me of that event exactly. And then I realized that what happened, it was such a coincidence, because I didn't see that that person for maybe 16 years or so. So it was really a very hard coincidence. I mean, it's almost impossible to happen this. So
amazing.
Then we shared all. I explained to him all the situation again, what happens at that point, and I really felt very easy in the heart after that.
Rado, did you tell him that you had just burnt the paper before he showed up? Did you let him in on what just happened that moments before?
Honestly, no, I didn't tell him anything about that process. I just met him with my wife, and we were chatting. I didn't say anything about the friend. He was mentioning about, do you remember that thing in the childhood? And I said, yeah. And then I realized, and then I explained to him all the event, what happens, because actually I didn't had any time that moment to explain him what's happened. And then I felt very big relief in my heart, and he was also very radiant somehow, and he understood very well, because at that point he was very upset on me, and in this moment even his father was very relieved, and he said, his scar, it's gone now. He has it no more right now, or something like that. Maybe it's almost gone or something, but I felt very well that that happened, because it was really the worst that happens to me. And not only this, but I think being now on this lineage and being interested in this, it's mostly because of that event started, and then was carrying on with some other events that happened, and I was involved in trying to help some people, but this was the first moment. Yeah.
It's so, I just want to say it's so powerful that sometimes the physical scar can go away, but that emotional scar was still inside Radu, and because he did this let go process, such a beautiful healing.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we lost Clint again. He has a beautiful smile frozen there. But I think we about to wrap up. Thank you so much for sharing that, Radu, and the miracle that you are and the power that you created, the energy of whatever created that incredible, unbelievable synchronicity to have you let go of this moment, but then still have the father of your childhood friend show up at that moment to with the father, as a father of two boys, anyone who would injure my child would injure me even greater, as you know, and that you were able to have that moment with him. Just so beautiful, so beautiful.
Absolutely, was really beautiful moment.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And
Hey, Mike.
yes,
Could we have one more minute? Colleen would like to say something. This is the first time she's been on the call, and we're so excited that she's sponsoring the Pulse Clinic. She's good friends with Gary Malkin, and I'm just excited that she wants to share something.
So we talked about earlier in the call about the power of thank you, right? I am forever grateful for Gary putting together this beautiful email to Jana and Clint and saying, y'all need to know each other. And I just looked at Jana's telephone number out of my busy schedule, picked up my phone and said, okay, I'm going to make time right now. Called her, she answered the phone, and the rest is history, where we're creating sacred space, which the Seldom Seen Sanctuary's intention is a place for people to come, to disconnect, to be supported, to reconnect. And franchising these bad boys in almost every single community that we can around the globe, so that people do have a sacred place and space in their community to go and learn from beautiful souls like Dr. Clint and others. And I am truly thankful and grateful again that the stars align. I don't believe in coincidences myself. I believe in God incidences.
God incidences.
God
Hold on.
incidences.
That's a new word for everybody.
Yes.
And, for non-English speakers, you're not going to find that in the dictionary.
Okay.
God
Sword
incidences.
spirit, but whatever calls to you for sure. But yeah, it's a God incidence to me.
Well, I just have to pause 1 second. When you said this word, I can still see Radu's face, and this new word that you just invented. He just beamed with a laughter at this new word of.
Yeah, I'm writing down. Yeah.
He's going to be using this word, I can tell.
That's awesome. So just thank you all for trusting me and trusting this space to come and do this beautiful thing.
Colleen, just real quick, I'm also here with Gary right now.
Hi, Colleen. Hello,
Hey,
darling.
sweetie.
It's amazing to be able to have connected you to this amazing community. I'm so delighted that you're part of the family now. Congratulations and welcome.
Mwah. Love you.
Yeah.
Mwah.
I like how you say there's no coincidences, only God instances. I also saw on Facebook, there's no such thing as rejection, only divine redirection.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as rejection, only divine redirection.
Very cool.
And so sometimes
Right. Well,
that's what
Clint,
pain does for us.
Clint, if you do me a big, huge favor and just give Gary a big old bear hug for me.
They're connected ear to ear. Look at that. They're sharing one headset.
Awesome. Well, thank you for letting me add additional time to your already overage.
Oh, wonderful. It was no God incidents that we did.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I loved what you just shared about disconnect to reconnect. Sometimes, and there's something just to be aware of, sometimes you do have to kind of let go of things. And in that faith of letting go, you can receive something greater than trying to hold on to. So I just encourage you all and thank you all for being here. Thank you, Mike, for helping Radu, beautiful stories. And the focus of Radu, what that made me realize, and so many things of everyone on here, if you will just take the time to, just do something full on. If it's the video, if it's maybe one of these marmas, if it's whatever you want to try, just focus on it. Just do it. Just go through the process. Just dedicate it and say, I may not be able to do everything, but this is something I can do. I can go through this let go process. Give yourself that gift, and who knows where that road will take you. And I just hope and I thank you and bless you for being here, and that someday I want to hear your miracles. Go through the processes, go through the time, just get on here and help share this, because when you heal yourself, you heal the world. So Mike, any final words?
Great call today with everyone sharing. I can see why these hour-long calls take two. Nobody wants to hang up, to have this global connection, this global family, this global I don't know what there's another new word I can't think of. This goddemic that is spreading across the world with everyone, and the healing that's taking place, and the happiness and the conscious community, and the global God incidents from the chat. It's just beautiful. Thank you, everybody. Without you, this would not be what it is. So you are a miracle, and thank you, John, Jonathan, and Dr. Clint, Dr. Naram, and the list goes on.
It really does. We're all just individual candles, but when we come together like this, we make a beautiful flame. So thank you for being a part. God bless you all. Talk soon.
And what about the tradition of the love you with you and unmuting everybody?
Of course, we can't forget that. So if
you and I'm
unmute
with
and
you.
say,
I
love
love
you
you
and
and
I'm
I'm
with
with
you.
you.
I
love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with
Love
you.
you, everybody. I love you so much.
And I'm with you.
Love you
And I'm with
I
you.
love you and I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
And I'm with you.
Love you 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 and I'm with
Love
you.
you.
Love you and I'm with you.
You and your lucky dog.
And I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
Love you and I'm with you.
Oh, love you, with you very much.
Oh my God.
Oh,
He's laughing too much.
that's good. Follow the laughter, everyone. Thank you.
Yes, really.
You and I'm with you.
Bye.